5-on-5 play continues to be the issue for the Boston Bruins as they now go 3 straight games without scoring a 5-on-5 goal. A goal at even strength in any capacity, whether it be overtime, as they've had 2 overtime games, one in a shootout win, the other an overtime loss. We go to game number 3, and the Bruins are playing arguably one of the best defensive hockey teams in the NHL, that being the New York Islanders. And is this a cause for concern? The fact that the Bruins have yet to score 5-on-5? Maybe. Probably. It's something you need to address. It's something that the coaching staff should figure out. And, to the credit of Bruce Cassidy and Jay Pandolfo and the coaching staff of the Boston Bruins, they did a lot to figure that out this Monday afternoon or Monday evening. But there's still a lot of work to be done. But should the Bruins fan base hit the panic button? That's the issue. That's the question. I don't know. It's only, as the time of recording this, 3 games in. So there's starting to be more of a panic. But prior to yesterday's game, the panic shouldn't be fully there yet. Should we worry? Yes. Should we panic? Not yet. If this continues to be an issue in the next handful of games, then absolutely hit the panic button. Game number 3, Boston Bruins at the New York Islanders. Let's talk about it on the Bruins Recap Show. Boston Bruins. So we start things off in the first period. It's 2 U's, 2 K's, Tuukka Rask back in the net. He takes on Semyon Varlamov of the New York Islanders. And a little bit of housekeeping as we have to do. Ondrej Kase is out of this game with an upper body injury. Craig Smith did play this afternoon, Monday. So we had a complete revamping of the top 3 lines. Jet Studnicka back in for Boston as well. So these were your new top 9 forward lines. Marchand, Bergeron, and Jake DeBrusk playing the right wing, his off wing on the top line. Nick Ritchie, David Krejci, and Jack Studnicka was your second line. Followed it up with Anders Bjork playing his normal left wing position with Charlie Coyle and Craig Smith. The fourth line stayed the same. It was Trent Frederick with Sean Corelli and Chris Wagner. Now, these lines look good. They played well, but they did not, give you results. And you're going to hear that predominantly throughout the rest of this video. So, in the first period, Boston does everything in their power to outplay the New York Islanders, which they do. They outshoot them 11-3 in the first period. But outshooting a team is wonderful and great. But if you do not put the puck in the net, you are not going to win games. So, with that being said, even though they outshot the Islanders 11-3, we go to the second period tied at 0s. So in the second period, and pretty much the same, Bruins arguably the better team through 2 periods, just can't get anything through Semyon Varlamov. Late in the second period, the best chance that Boston had all night, as Jack Studnicka sets up a one-timer for Nick Ritchie. Varlamov makes a great save under, gets enough of it to make sure it doesn't trickle through, and then the defense of the Islanders makes sure that they are able to come across and pin that under Varlamov. We go to the third period, still no score whatsoever. The third period, though, was when the Islanders started to play a lot better, at least in my opinion. They still arguably weren't the better team. Boston did a lot more. Arguably, Boston should have won this game. They played like it, but again, can't get the puck in the net, you don't win. So, one big thing, Tuukka Rask played really good in that third period with a breakaway opportunity for Anthony Beauvillier. Matthew Barzal got a few opportunities, including one that goes off the crossbar and out of play. Towards the later half of the third period, Jordan Eberle and Matt Grzelcyk get tangled up. Grzelcyk interfered with Jordan Eberle, but it looks like Eberle slew foots Matt Grzelcyk, kicks his leg out of his leg, if you are an OSW review fan. And Grzelcyk goes down the tunnel, and I don't have quite an update yet. There are some people speculating a broken arm, so that sounds painful. Don't know what the status of Matt Grzelcyk is going to be going forward, which means probably you will see Urho Vakanainen probably jump into the lineup potentially. But that remains to be seen because Matt Grzelcyk has taken on a lot of responsibility for this team, including being the Torrey Krug of the first power play unit, as well as other top four responsibilities for this team. So you just hate to see a young kid like that go down. So we go towards the very end of the third period, about 4 minutes to go. Cody Cizikas in the corner. He protects the puck on the wall, passes it point to, I believe, Pollock. Goes D to Pelech, Pollock to Pelech, Pelech to Pollock. Anyway, shot from Pelech, hits Patrice Bergeron's stick, and it goes soaring into the air. And in front of the net is J.G. Pageau, and he's just looking at that like he's a slow-pitch softball player waiting for that ball to come down. He knocks it out of the park. 1-0 Islanders. That would be your final as the Boston Bruins lose to the New York Islanders. Their first time getting shut out on the season. Had a few chances with the empty net, including a couple of jams by Nick Ritchie, but nothing goes in. Semyon Varlamov looked very, very good in this game. Boston making him look good. A handful of their 27 shots on the night just didn't look dangerous at all. Boston was able to outshoot the Islanders 27-10. So the defense was there, and again, one lucky bounce and a good hand-eye coordination from J.G. Pageau is the difference. That's just bad puck luck. It is what it is. But again, if you can't put the puck in the net, you deserve to lose. So let's talk about the bad. We'll give you the bad news before we give you the good news, and maybe the good news will make you feel better. The Boston Bruins are currently 30th in the NHL as of right now in goals for per games played at a whopping 1. That's through 3 games. 30th in the NHL. What's the good news? Well, the good news is their penalty kill is phenomenal. First in the league. Best penalty kill in the business. 100% penalty kills through 3 games. Obviously, you can't stay perfect on the penalty kill for an entire 56-game season. It's virtually impossible, considering how good a lot of these penalty power plays are. So, who is next up for the Boston Bruins? Well, it's going to be a tough one, as the Bruins will be having their home opener against the Philadelphia Flyers, the team that is arguably the best team in the division of death, with a goals for per game, 5th in the NHL of 4 goals per game. However, the Flyers will be without Sean Couturier, and they are indeed a beatable team, as they previously lost to the Buffalo Sabres by a whopping margin of 6-1. So, that is next. The Bruins and the Flyers. The Broad Street Bullies against the Big Bad Bruins. Everyone's favorite rivalry. We'll see you then on the next Bruins Recap Show.